MadWorld is a beat-em-up hack-and-slash video game developed by Platinum Games and published by Sega. The story of MadWorld revolves around Jack Kamen, a mysterious man with a chainsaw arm, who participates in a brutal televised blood sport called Deathwatch. Kicking things off here, MadWorld is a really fun game. All the kills are badass to pull off, and I had a blast slicing through people in this game. It's just so satisfying. Big part of that is the controls. The A button punches, and you have to waggle your Wiimote for direction of attack. And once you hold down the B button, you can swing your chainsaw, and it's pretty cool. Starting with the positives, I actually really liked how this game controlled. Everything was responsive, and I didn't mind the motion controls. Maybe it's just me, but I didn't really have any issues with them. Also, pulling off finishing moves in this game is badass, and there's a ton of weapons and there's a ton of variety in each level that you can brutally murder your opponent, and all of it's cool. My only real complaint with the controls has to be the camera. It really sucks. They do try to help you out with a targeting system, and sometimes that works, but most of the time you're going to be dealing with a ton of enemies on screen, and it's hard to focus on just one. And a big issue that I have with the camera is that you only have one thumbstick, which is, of course, a fault on the Nintendo Wii. But, I don't know, sometimes there were just unfair deaths, and I wish there was a better way to control the camera. In each level of the game, you're going to have to kill a lot of enemies to rank up enough points to fight the level's boss. And how you kill your enemies will determine how many points you get. And what's cool is that you can use the environment as your weapon. You can pick up signs and stab people through the face, and then you can just chuck them into a wall of spikes, and that's a good way to rank up points. Now, there is a time limit, but to be honest with you, it didn't really matter to me because I get through a level in about 10 or 15 minutes, and I'd have enough points just to move on. So most of the time I would forget that there was a time limit. Each level is fun, but I do appreciate how they change it up a little bit by adding some driving stages, and those are really fun. Visually, this game is awesome. I love this stylish character designs, and this entire game is in black and white, with the only true colors you'll be seeing is red. Now, there is some yellow, but most of the time you're going to be seeing red, a lot of red. This game is violent as fuck, and it is gory, and there's some gnarly ass kills, and there's going to be a lot of blood. Sound wise, I really like this game's soundtrack. The rap music, I think, complemented the game very well, and the voice acting was done very well. Steve Bloom plays our main character, Jake, and of course he's going to do an amazing job. He's Steve Bloom, of course. But I have to give a big shout out to the commentators in this game. They have to be the most hilarious commentators in any video game, especially during the end credits scene. Make sure you guys stick around for that because they made me laugh and it was funny. Difficulty wise, this game isn't too bad. For the most part, it's pretty easy, minus the camera controls I mentioned earlier, but to be fair, there are some tough bosses in this game, and you'll have to come up with your own strategy and learn the patterns to take them down. Luckily though, this game isn't too long, and you should be able to get done with this game in about 5 or 6 hours. Overall, I really enjoyed MadWorld, but I do think this is going to be an acquired taste for some people. I just know that this game's humor and its style just isn't going to please everybody, and I totally get that. For me personally, I really enjoyed MadWorld, and I had a great time with it. And if anything sounds interesting or looks interesting, make sure you pick it up because this game's still pretty cheap, and I highly recommend you check it out. But if it's not your cup of tea, then I totally understand. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below what you thought of MadWorld. And big thanks to Retro Hank, Nasty Canasty, Nightcaps and Nostalgia, Ash the Man, Miasma, Warp8, and Johnny on the Spot for supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome, and I hope you all have a great day.